On this video, I'm down in the v-berth and the forward bathroom, still ripping everything out. It's turning into a little bit more of a project than what I hoped it would be, but that's part of doing projects like this. You never know what you're getting yourself into, so we're just going to keep on plugging away and getting this stuff done, but enjoy the video. So, looks like to get this board out here, I'm going to need to take out this ceiling piece, which is looks like it's just this section here. So I got to take out all these little quarter rounds, and then hopefully I can drop that down, and then we'll get that piece out. So I think what I'm going to do here is to get this out of here, I'm going to cut it up into 3 sections. I'm going to do one section about here, end up with that, and then I'll probably do another section about halfway in between there, and then the lower section to get it out of here. And then I should be able to use those pieces as templates to make the new piece that's going to go in here. But hopefully this works and doesn't turn into too much work. I mean, unfortunately, this whole, I don't know how far, I really don't want to get much further forward than this, because unfortunately this whole section would have to be taken out to fix the rest of the rod up here. So it's not really structural stuff. So this wall is kind of structural. It's a bulkhead, so we will repair this, but they've already done a repair down on the floor. They have kind of like this floating floor in now. As you can see down in there, the floor's rotted out. But to fix that, I'd have to take out this whole front section. And I am not, I just know I don't know if I want to open up a can of worms that big. Boat's going to be more of a liveaboard than a traveler, so we're not going to be in any heavy seas or anything like that. So I don't think that it's a big deal to leave that the way it is for right now. Down the road, if I do decide to do some more traveling with the boat, then I might address the situation. But as of now, I'm just trying to get this thing livable. So we'll just take out this wall, and then we're going to try to end it there and just put all this back together and get it livable. So I got that, had to take that top board off. That was like this one here. I had to take that one off, and then now it looks like there's a couple nails here. So it looks like there's like 4 or 5 nails. So I went out and got a cat's paw because I couldn't find mine. Got a new one, so I will pull those out, and then hoping once I do that, this top section should come out pretty easily. And then hoping I can just zip that with the saw, and then hopefully this will just all pull out, but in one piece, maybe the bottom, maybe in one piece, but if not, I'll cut it one more time and we'll get it out of here. So we got that piece out. Actually not as bad as I thought. So basically that whole piece the new piece will go up against all this stuff, half-inch. It's a half-inch piece of plywood. Unfortunately, the bottom piece did not come out great, so making a template out of it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, but there's not too many complex angles, so I'll probably just make it out of I'll probably make a template out of some either scrap plywood, or I'll make it out of some cardboard and then transfer it onto some plywood. But we'll get to that. Hopefully next week we can try to put this back together. This isn't ideal, but like I said, we got this board that came off, which is back there. Looks like I don't know if they glassed it up, but it was, obviously something happened there. So, but we're just gonna, I don't think I'm gonna go and start replacing all this stuff too, which is gonna be too much work for what I got going on. This is actually halfway decent. We just got a little rot down here, so not exactly sure if I'm gonna take this wall off. Doesn't look like it's that much more work to take that off and then replace it. So I might do that with this section here. But all this framing up here looks like it's in good shape. So like the first wood on this boat that isn't rotted. But these walls down here, they look like they're all in pretty decent shape too. So I'm hoping this stuff forward, like I was saying, you got the floor over here that's rotted, but I'm not gonna worry about that. So I'm back down here in the bathroom, just pretty much cleaned up the floor and everything. I still got to figure out where I'm going to put all this stuff, but unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to take this all out. So basically what I'll do is little bung holes here. So I'll pop all those out, take out the screws on this, and then hopefully this wall will come out pretty easily. It is just butted up to the framing up here. So, and then this is all rotted in here. So I'm assuming that's probably rotted all the way through. It looks like there's discoloration in the wood all the way through in here. So, but luckily the stuff down here, this all looks pretty good. So I think we're just gonna leave all that, just this one wall up here. And where this is a half wall over here, that doesn't look to be that bad, so we'll see once we dig into it. But it looks like actually this has been, looks like this was already repaired, because that's actually not even that's not finished wood, and that looks like a different type of marine plywood. That looks like mahogany, and I believe this is teak. But I'll see if I can set up a little time lapse and show you how I remove the plugs and take that piece off. Alright, so I like to normally do with these is just put a screw right in the middle, and then most of the time the plug will just come right out. Kind of like so. And you have to go back in with I normally just use like a little flat bladed screwdriver, real small one, and pick around the edges, get it out, and hopefully when you pull out the screw, you don't have the edges come out with it. So that's the tricky part. Sometimes when these things come out, they just don't come out real nice. It all depends on what they put them in with too, if they glue them in. A lot of people like to epoxy these things in, and then when you epoxy them in, it's even worse. Chunk. See what's going on in there. Looks like it's a Phillips. Wanna make sure you get all the stuff out around the edges, or else when you start pulling this screw out, it will the screw won't fit out the hole, and then you'll have a big chip come out, and then you won't be able to reuse this wood. So it's worth taking a little extra time, making sure you get all the stuff out. Give it a try. don't think that's everything worth flipping. Can't tell what these guys did with this. Looks like a flat. There we go. So that's one out. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. Hopefully on time delay for those. Yeah, so I got that piece out and definitely pretty rotted over here. Yeah, I started taking out those screws and then I realized that they had glued this board, can you see that? Glued this backing board to this front molding board. And then they nailed it from there into here. So, yeah, I just had to pry it off. So, but we're replacing the wall anyway, so hoping I can get this board off and I'll be able to reuse this board here. But we'll figure that out when we get to that stage. But probably gonna stop here because what I'll probably do is replace this whole wall at the same time, and I'm gonna be taking out both these windows. So to repair them. So I will probably rip out the rest of this once I get the boat shrunk wrapped tomorrow, and then I'll come back in here tomorrow and finish ripping off this wall, take out the windows, and see how we move on from here. But it seems to be going all right. So I'm back down here in the bathroom today. Going to attempt to take these 2 windows out now that I get the shrink wrap on. So here we go. So this looks like it just has probably about 8 flat-headed screws. So let me just take these out, which doesn't look like there's much holding them on. what happens when all your screws are stripped out. So let's take that out, and then I guess our next step is to clean all this stuff up. Looks like grinder is probably going to be the best bet for this. Yeah, so I have to clean this up. And then all the, looks like that wood piece back there is broken too, so we'll have to redo that. But let me clean this up and go from there. I'll put you on time lapse to do the grinding out. Alright, so we got that window out and got it all pretty much cleaned down and pretty flat. So we'll go outside and take off the outside and then clean up the frame and see what we need to do to get it back together. So I'm outside this window now in the bathroom, and as you can see, the wood that we got on there is not very good. So I'm gonna take that off, and we'll probably have to replace it with something. All right, so what I'm gonna try to do is take this piece off here. Whoever they tried to repair it earlier and already took all the screws out, so there's no screws left. So basically I'm just gonna try to sneak this behind all the, I'm assuming this is seems like it's working. Assuming this is all 4200 behind here, so let's get it off best we can, and then it looks like everything's gonna have to be completely rebuilt because this piece isn't gonna be any good. Maybe use it as a template, but that's about it. That seems to work a little better. Slipping that screwdriver behind the, this is already broken here, so might as well just pull that piece off. Alright, so I got all that off. I'll just go down and grab the orbital sander, and we'll clean up all this stuff on the outside here, and then figure out how that window goes back in, and we'll get to replacing it. But that's it for this section. Alright, got the orbital up here now, and gonna start sanding this stuff off. got this all cleaned up. We got this patch. I got to do one more skim on that, so I just smooth that out real quick so I can do a quick skim. But then I got this window here. It looks pretty good. We got this spot here where it ripped off the gel coat, but other than that, this is looking pretty good. So I'll clean up the metal window and see where we're at after that's all cleaned up. So I'm down here in the v-berth slash bathroom. Got this porthole out, and then I got this one out. The wood around this one's actually halfway decent. Just gonna clean that up. But unfortunately, the way they had attached all these sideboards, it looks like they used 1/4 inch plywood, screwed that on, and then it looks like they glued on might be 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch plywood or veneer on top of that. That's why when you look at this, you don't see any nail holes or screw holes holding it on, because it's all been glued after the fact. So I still want to take this hatch out, because when we start living on the boat, Miles will not be able to get out of this. If there's ever an emergency and he couldn't go out the main exit, he'd have to get out of here. And unfortunately, if there's an emergency, you cannot get out of this. So I'll be taking this out. So realistically, I didn't want to redo this whole room, but it looks like I'm going to be redoing basically everything from this level up. Looks like it's all going to be brand new. I'm going to try to save this actual v-berth cabinetry slash bed down here, and then hoping I can save a lot of this stuff here, but we really don't know what's going to happen until I pull out the hatch and I pull out the ceiling, because up here this is all rotted. So not exactly sure how this is all set up, but obviously all this stuff's going to have to come out. These windows, it's not that bad over there, but you know, it's definitely some damage here. So this whole dash is going to have to come out. I'm assuming that this is that dash, so there's good framing. So I'm hoping once I pull all this out, it's gonna be pretty easy to just pull that piece out and cut a new piece and drop it in. But we will see what happens. So far this boat's been everything I've taken apart's been rotted, so looks like only good stuff we have left is the fiberglass. So hopefully this isn't going to be too much more of a project than what I really want to do, but I'm so deep into it now. Just going to keep on going. Fortunately, a lot of it's just time. There's not a lot of, probably maybe, I think after everything's said and done, I'll probably have $1,000 into wood, redoing all the wood in here. So it's really not a lot of money. It's just mainly a lot of time. So we're just gonna keep on picking away at it. But I'll put this video up today, and we're gonna keep on moving on. But if you have any suggestions on these port windows down here, I'm vaguely thinking about doing a different design. If you guys know of any good designs, or if you've switched these port windows out with something different that worked well for you, please put it in the comment and let me know, so I can make my life a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet to replace these port windows, but like I said, if you have any suggestions, please give me a comment in the comments so I can figure this out. All right, thanks guys for watching. See you next time.